The bonding component that comes with shared fitness is so undescribable. Strength training now, a huge motivator for me is being healthy and a person that is capable when it comes to running a family. We're not special, anybody can do this every day, but what we have as a community is the special part. And it's because we do this. This is who we are. For me, so the first thing I would say is you have to find people that are like who you want to be and share the things you're passionate about and invest in that. In not only your resources in terms of finances, but your time, your energy. And that is how I was then able to really get the ball moving.
For those that don't know, my wife, head coach at the Fort, Jess Movold, one of our very first members, online running coach for Runner's World, the strongest woman I know, maybe the strongest person I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, how did you find the gym? How did you get embedded with us?
There is a Jess pre-February 13th, 2016, and there's Jess post-February 13th, 2016. I was in the fashion world. I moved to New York for the fashion world. I had an internship with Tommy Hilfiger in 2008. And that landed me a job officially here in 2009. I was waitressing at Fridays, got an offer, packed up one suitcase, swore I would be back after a 2-month freelance opportunity would end, and I never went back. Starting in 2015, I found myself very unhappy, personally, professionally, and then I started realizing that I could change that. I could play an active role in figuring out what would actually make me happy. And so I started pursuing more fitness. I've always considered myself a runner, but I had such an extreme job, very similar to Delaware's Prada, that anything that I liked personally went out the window. And that included running. So I thought the first thing that I could do was get back to running.
I think one of the most unique things about your skills and your performance are you've really perfectly balance the line between running and lifting. You were a runner before and you learned strength training, I think mostly through us, but you've never lost your identity as a runner.
No.
At all.
Nothing changed except everything. I did not really, I didn't do anything different in my running other than introducing and consistently strength training from February.
When we were talking about what it is that you wanted to get out of the gym, I think the very first thing you said is that you wanted to be fast.
Well, I saw what other successful people were doing, and I wanted that. I wanted to have that regimen. I wanted to have that consistent relationship with training and making it a priority and having access to the tools that would get me there.
How strength training and running in your life now, how does that stuff kind of work into even you kind of currently practicing to be the person that you want to be?
I know that I love being a runner and I want to continue being a runner. So even if I don't feel like going for a run, I ultimately know that that's who I want to be. That's who I most identify with being as a person, and helps me work towards my overall goals in life, in running, in fitness, in strength, in being a partner, and just being a person that I want to be and someone that I want to be respected. So running and training play a big part of that because they make me be my best self. So I'm always thinking about that when it comes to strength training and running. And strength training now, a huge motivator for me is being healthy and a person that is capable when it comes to running a family. So that's a huge motivator for me right now. And those things, while back then in 2015, they were helping me achieve or reach a life I never dreamt of or couldn't imagine having for myself. Right now, they're tools to help me still be this person and even improve more and more as to who I want to be.
You're not losing the behaviors that have brought you to this point. You're not changing the person that you wanted to be, like you referenced before, as you go into this new stage.
It's my identity. I would feel very lost if I didn't have the connection to running and fitness in the fort like I do. And so it's my ultimate goal to make that part of my every single day, because we do this every day and we're not special. Anybody can do this every day, but what we have as a community is the special part. And it's because we do this. This is who we are.
What advice would you have for them? Or like, what kind of advice would you have for your former self to take on this journey after the fact, retroactively looking back at it?
Honestly, is something you both really stand by, and I've heard a lot from you guys, is investing in yourself. And I know that as much as I wanted to have a different day to day and to really live up to the strength that I ultimately knew I was capable of, it wouldn't have happened on my own. I wouldn't have been able to make those changes, develop strength, have the courage to completely leave an industry with nothing really lined up if I didn't have a solid group of people that were kind of pushing me and keeping me accountable to be a better version of myself than I was at the time. So I know that is the make or break for me. So the first thing I would say is you have to find people that are like who you want to be and share the things you're passionate about and invest in that. In not only your resources in terms of finances, but your time, your energy. And that is how I was then able to really get the ball moving. And that's how and I didn't want to sound like I met you guys and was like, oh, wow, good. I'm good now. Thanks. I'm going to kind of carry on the torch by myself. I wanted to buy in more. I wanted to lean in more. And that just kept the ball rolling and getting bigger and the momentum getting stronger and ultimately what led to the changes that I was able to make. So I think to someone who's listening to this feeling inspired or intrigued, you have to find people who can help you elevate to the people that you want to be or the person that you want to be. After that, you have to be ready for change, and that can be hard. It's not comfortable, but it's the best place to be, because when you get uncomfortable and the things that you want to shake ultimately start shaking, that's how you know that you're kind of pushing in the right direction.
Well, I think a few of the things that you said, like this being who you are, doing it every day, finding a community and surrounding yourself with people who elevate you, they are not only kind of like core ideas that I think we all share, but I think to me that's what's the most exciting part about you heading up this online thing, because I think it'll give people who can't get to the gym or can't get to the gym every day the opportunity to train every day, and then have you lead them in this community of like-minded people. And hopefully, we can allow so many more people to experience this and feel this. And I think to me, that's like the real kind of exciting part of the whole thing, is just bringing that kind of empowerment and spirit and self-confidence and all the other great things that come with training this way to as many people as possible. So I'm excited to see kind of how this all shakes out.
Oh, I'm excited. And, you guys know that during COVID, I did a lot of Instagram workouts, and that brought so much fulfillment for me to not only come up with the workout, to add my perfect spin to it, to then motivate others while I was doing it too. And then the gratification on the other side, and the bonding agent, even though it's through a screen, like this is going to be remote from, miles apart from each other. The bonding component that comes with shared fitness and a hard session together is so undescribable. You can't describe the things that you kind of go through when you're doing anything tough with another person. It's fulfilling. There's obviously accountability there, but on the other side of it, you're like, whoa, cannot believe we just did 1,000 burpees. And I can use that as an example because Kyle came up with this workout on one of his infamous Sundays, and it was 1,000 burpees. And guess what? Guess when I did the 1,000 burpees? It wasn't in that room. Essentially, it was remote training. I was in Texas. He was in New York. It was Thanksgiving Day. We had just been tailgating, and I was bored, really wanting a workout. And I texted Kyle, what should I do? And he said 1,000 burpees. Guess what I did? 1,000 burpees. And it was as if we were in the same room together that day he did it with everyone else, because I felt so connected to the workout and the people believing in me. And it was a very raw version of remote training. Yeah. So I know the power of that. I know the power of connecting to a group, believing in a training plan, committing to getting it done, as hard as it may be, and what it feels like on the other side. So I know that there's magic, not only in the four walls of the fort, but also beyond that. So I'm excited to create that and spearhead it and be the face of it.
Do you have anything that you want to impart to our current members or people out there listening that are on their fitness journeys and moving forward? Any encouragement that you might have for them?
Just be yourself. Be the person that you want to be. Don't be someone else. Don't see other people and think, man, how can I get that? Figure out how you can be your best self, and let strength and fitness be a component of that. Let it be something that empowers you and something that makes you stronger. If you're not in a gym, if you're not following a strength training program, you are taking away days of your life that you could be being your best self. So it's not too late to get started. It's not too late to pick up a barbell, to do an air squat, to figure out where you are, and then get to a better version of that. So you got to go. You got to do it.
You heard it from her. You got to go. Got to do it.
Yep.
Get up. Get moving. This is the Forecast. I'm Kyle Fields.
I'm Dan Drink.
I'm Jess Movold.
And we take this seriously.
And we do what works.
Till next time.